Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Weekly Coldplay. My name is Monica.
My name is Daniel.
And we are a weekly podcast all about...
You guessed it.
Bavarian pretzels, I guessed. Hello to all of our German
listeners.
Co-players, yeah. I was gonna say fans, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys are fans. I don't want to be presumptuous.
Fans of Phil Harvey.
Yeah, fans of Coldplay in general as well. Those fools.
Those
sometimes
goobers.
Sometimes this podcast is about them.
Occasionally.
Yeah. What we have to talk about, it's quite a bit. It's a big, chunky, news-filled week. We thought we weren't gonna have anything, but we were proved incorrect. So headliners, we have the MUSiC track listing. We finally got it. I'm super hyped about it. I cannot wait.
I manifested this last week.
Yeah.
I was like, Monica, before next week, we have to decode the whole track listing from their clothes.
Yeah.
And they said, that's too much.
Yeah. And then they just released it. So there. So we didn't have to do anything, which is nice. I love to see it. And then, of course, we got tour news. Coldplay are in Munich right now. Again, shout out to Germany. What's up?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, you guys, I'm going to treat this like the wristband, retrieve it, like the percentage. I guess how many listeners. Right now, Germany is winning as far as, how many listeners we have. So, the rest of the world, you better step it up. But anyway, we appreciate you listening. But anyway, wherever you are in the world. And then, spoilers and speculation, because it's quite a bit, as far as, what we think is going on with the track listing as well.
Our ideas, our psychic connection to the band.
All right.
The fact that I really am Phil Harvey.
Uh-huh. Wow, I can't believe I'm in the room with the real Phil Harvey.
Yeah, hi everyone.
He likes to go by Daniel sometimes.
Just occasionally.
Yeah.
About as often as this podcast is about Coldplay.
So today we're going to talk all about the track listing released for MUSiC landing on October 4th. I can't believe that we actually got it. I mean, I'm glad that we got it. I don't know why I expected it
Never.
A week before the album dropped. That's when I expected the track listing genuinely. So I'm glad that we got it now. But yeah, we're just going to go right into it and what the track listing is. Number 1 is MUSiC, and then Fliffle, We Pray, Jupiter, in parentheses we wrote gay, or Daniel wrote gay. I did not write that.
You chose to read it.
Well, yeah. And then we have Good Feelings, rainbow emoji. They can't escape. They're not beating the emoji allegations.
Yeah, emojis and la la la. That's what Coldplay's built on.
Yeah, exactly. IAAM, which is I'm a Mountain. I didn't know that they were actually going to put the actual abbreviation for it.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was surprised. We'll get into the track links in a minute. I was surprised by how short I Am a Mountain is compared to some of the other songs. I was just expecting it to be longer.
Yeah. And then we have Eterna. Let's go. I'm so excited that that's actually going to be on the album. All My Love, One World. That's it. That's all we got.
It's a 10-track album.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I mentioned, we also got the song lengths. So now we know how long all the songs are. The longest one is Rainbow Emoji.
Yeah.
For reasons we'll talk about in a different segment of this podcast.
We'll also talk about the actual length of the song in the spoiler section of this. Is that a spoiler?
I don't think so. It's officially out on Spotify.
It's on iTunes.
Oh, it's on iTunes? I don't know. I think maybe some people might just be choosing not to look at it yet, so it might make sense to talk about the full track lengths later. Okay,
so we'll talk about it later. Yeah, so basically this might be a light headliner bit, but then a heavy spoiler bit for everyone listening.
Our biggest chunk is actually with the other news and tour news this week.
True. All right. Well, just skip ahead if you don't want to. Oh, if you do want to hear us talk more about MUSiC and stuff. But yeah, that is super dope that we finally got it. It was announced via reel or video of Chris writing down the track list on the back of like the signed
and
photo album things.
If you haven't joined Coldplay's broadcast channel on Instagram yet, you should do that because it's great to have Coldplay in your DMs all the time.
Yeah, they're always sliding into my DMs. No one else will. I know that Chris Martin will.
But yeah, after that was released, the Spotify Canvas videos for certain songs changed to show that MUSiC track listings, and the songs are Yellow, The Scientist, Fix You, Viva La Vida, Paradise, A Sky Full of Stars, Hymn for the Weekend, Orphans, My Universe, and Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, which if you didn't pick up on it yet because you're as dense as I am, it's one song from every Coldplay album.
Yeah, it's like, I think their most listened to tracks on every album.
Wow, I'm shocked. Feels Like I'm Falling in Love is the most listened to MUSiC track.
Until We Pray comes out.
Until We Pray.
And when does We Pray come out again?
Oh, you mean in 1 week?
Let's go.
Less than a week, actually. Yeah. But by the time you, dear listener, are listening to this podcast, there will only be 4 more days until the official release of We Pray.
Yeah, that's going to be August 23rd. And that's it. Again, we are going to mostly talk more in depth about what we think and what will probably most likely be on the albums and the song lengths and all that, and spoilers and speculation. So just stick around until then, because it's still a lot of news, even though the headliner was short. But speaking of news, we have other news.
First off, there's a really cool project some people in the Coldplay community are working on that we wanted to highlight, called the One Big Band Project. So the basic conceit of the project is they're going to set up a website where fans from all over the world can send messages to the band and have it all posted up for everyone to look at. They're working on a system where you can put pins on a globe, either to show where you're sending the message from or where you've been to shows. It's a very cool project, and if you want to get involved, they're encouraging anyone and everyone to join in because, like Coldplay are always saying, we're all one big band, so this project works best if we all join together, and we're going to have a link to their Discord server in our description.
Yep, and also touching on the Coldplay community, if you are part of the Coldplay Discord, well, first of all, shout out, we are also part of the Coldplay Discord, but if you're not part of the Coldplay Discord, what are you doing? I say that because the Discord is going to be hosting a Q&A with the Phil Harvey, Daniel, right here.
Yeah, that's me.
Are you excited for the Q&A?
Oh, yeah, I'm so ready.
Yeah.
But what I would really love is for all of these lovely people to come and join the Q&A and put your questions in the chat because they will be picking questions out of the live chat. That is on August 20th, so you better be listening to this podcast when it comes out.
Yeah, on Monday. Or I'm sure that they're going to upload it somewhere. YouTube. I know that, obviously we have a YouTube because of the... I say we, like a collective, like I'm part of the team. I'm not. I just like to think I am. Okay, I'm supporting from behind the scenes, or just off stage, in the audience, in the back, on the hill in Munich.
You are the mountain.
Yeah, I am the mountain.
All right, so the Q&A with the actual real Phil Harvey will be in the Coldplay Discord August 20th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. And then for all the European homies and co-players, it's going to be at 2 p.m. CEST. That is Central European Summertime.
When we knew that.
Yeah, we knew that all along. We didn't Google that.
There was no many takes of this portion. No one fell out of a chair.
Yeah.
Speaking of Phil Harvey, last week we talked about a very cool Lego idea set that a Coldplayer had come up with, featuring the 4 members of Coldplay except Phil, which, come on, now that Phil's caught the attention, you gotta add Phil.
I know. Like,
poor guy. He's like, man, this would be so cool. He's not even in it. And, like, a loose version of A Stage, and it's very cool. Phil Harvey, saw it and was promoting it on Twitter, and now it is actually up on LEGO Ideas. We're putting the link to the LEGO Ideas page in our description as well.
Yeah, and it has to get 10,000 backers to actually be considered to be a real LEGO set. Right now, last time I checked, it was at like a little bit over 2,000 backers.
We can get there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. We can 100% get there. Especially with the support of Coldplay. They posted it on Twitter and on their Instagram. So, and we will post it in our links.
Yeah.
Below. Chris was recording at Sirius XM. This was last week. I think a little bit after we had recorded, this happened. But yeah, he was at Sirius XM last week, and he had a $30 necklace from a small business. It's in Farsi, and it says freedom, right?
Yeah, it says freedom, and it's handmade.
Yeah, and you can get one too.
You can get one too. The website is ASOODEHDELAN.com. We'll
probably put it in the description too. It's going to be a link-heavy description. Just bear with us, y'all. So, as you know, Coldplay are on tour currently. Did you know that?
What?
I know. And the MUSiC of the Spheres tour, since 2022, has been going on since 2022, is the biggest tour in history. And they've currently grossed more than $945 million. That's a lot of doll hairs.
Not the doll hairs.
Yeah. Which is super dope. I looked into it. I think they sold like 8.8 million tickets.
And that means at least 8.8 million trees planted.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is just one of their many sustainability programs, which... if you haven't read about them, there's a very cool sustainability website talking about the sustainability measures in the MUSiC of the Spheres tour. It's at sustainability.coldplay.com.
It will be linked below.
Oh, we're just linking everything.
Yeah,
today.
Exactly. Yeah, call me Abraham, because I'm linking everything in the description. I'm definitely keeping that in.
Yeah, keep it in. This is a new energy. I think Hugh Jackman's really done something.
Stop. No, we're not keeping that in. Or maybe we are. I don't know. I just really like Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman, if you're listening to this, I love you.
Yeah, hi Hugh Jackman. Okay, so something that was posted on Coldplay's Instagram this week was just a cute little behind the scenes how they filmed it video about the Zerbix Coldplay Fliffle remix music video, the very cute one where Chris and Christian Fandry are dancing down the streets of Helsinki together.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, it's just cute.
Yeah.
Speaking of things Coldplay is posting on Instagram, Chris also did a little video playing Lifetimes by Katy Perry on piano.
Yeah, and it sounds great. Although, I saw someone on the Discord today just being like, yeah, he played that because it sounds a little bit like Everglow.
We can't escape.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, I don't even think that's too true. I mean, I haven't actually listened to the song Lifetimes by Katy Perry, but I will now that Chris had promoted it. Wow. Now we need Chris to promote this with a little song.
What song?
I don't know. He can make one. That's his job.
Orange Part 2. Speaking of things Chris is doing, Chris went swimming.
That's all. He just does that from time to time.
We just thought you might like to know.
Yeah, he was spotted by a fan in some body of water.
It was a swimming pool.
Was it a swimming pool? It looked like a
I thought it was a swimming pool.
River.
He was swimming in a park in Munich.
So there. Good for him. And he was smiling.
Yeah.
And he didn't get scared off in a stairwell by a certain someone.
Shh, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. Yelling, him saying, oh, hi. Oh, I love you I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Maybe Phil will remember. And then...
Do you want Phil to remember?
Actually, no, I don't.
Phil, if you're hearing this, forget about it.
Yeah. Recently, Martin Garrix was doing an interview, and he had hinted at a collab with Coldplay, that something was brewing. So hopefully that is true, because that'd be super dope. I love hearing Breakaway at the shows. It's a lot of fun, although I do miss the Blue Moon Tree remix of Midnight, and then I also miss Eterna.
May she rest in peace.
Yeah, I love Eterna, but we're actually getting it on the album, so
yeah.
I can't complain too much.
Yeah, his exact words were, I think, "It's a matter of time."
Oh.
Slightly ominous, but...
Oh, okay. And then, also, another video posted by Coldplay on Instagram, and well, everywhere, on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. It was a video of Chris walking and looking very sultry.
He was smoldering.
Yeah, he really was. He was smoldering at the camera, singing the lyrics to, or I guess, yeah, singing the lyrics to We Pray. And definitely not lip singing the lyrics to We Pray.
And in the video, he's wearing the same Farsi for Freedom necklace. Mm-hmm. And also, he put his love button on his sleeve.
Yeah, which was a bizarre choice.
I tested it out earlier today. It's not very comfortable.
So, shout out to Chris for enjoying that.
Also, speaking of We Pray, the alt versions, like the Eliana version, the teeny version, whatever the question mark version is, mm-hmm. those are going to be released on streaming services on September 6th. Although not the live version, because as far as I'm aware, that is still exclusive to the physical media.
I think you're still able to buy that, at least in the U.S. I know Australia was having some issues with buying the vinyl and the CD.
God, I wish I could buy it.
On the Coldplay storefront. But as far as I know, it's still available everywhere else. And yeah, you can still get the We Pray exclusive CD and vinyl.
Monica, when you
sold
get
separately.
it, will you let me listen to it with you?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That was already a plan.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Okay. Well, that's the news.
All right. So for tour notes this week, first off, bringing back something from last week, we talked about a band coming up on stage in Helsinki for Will's birthday. That band was called, I think it's pronounced Kiurut. It's spelled Kiurut. That was the band.
Yeah.
Also, before their Munich shows, Adele, playing one of her shows at her residency in Munich, talked about Coldplay, called them the greatest band, and said she moved her show that was going to be on the same day as theirs to a different day because, I'm quoting here, "I don't think Munich would want that many people walking around drunk singing."
Man, that's like one of my dreams to actually see Adele. I love her so much. That's all. I wish I was in Munich right now seeing Coldplay and Adele.
Well, it's too late. They're done.
Okay, well, I previous to this recording.
So you don't wish you were in Munich right now. You wish you were in Munich
earlier. Oh my god. Ugh.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. Also, there's a hill near the stadium in Munich. It is so encrusted with people that pictures from far away, you can't even see the hill. It is just a colorful blob. It feels like it's like coated in like a candy coating almost.
Bizarre way to put it.
That's
but,
what it looks like to me.
All right. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of people on that hill.
Yeah, and Phil even tweeted a photo of it with just the watermark I-A-A-M, I am a mountain. Because we, the Coldplayers, are the mountain.
Yeah.
All right. Munich night one. A lot of things happened. Started off real strong in Munich. First off, while playing Paradise, Chris started singing 99 Luftballons. That's all. He's just being silly goofy on main.
Yeah.
And continued being silly goofy on main during The Scientist because he started singing Someone Like You by Adele and then thanked her for moving her show. For songbook, it was Don't Panic. Great songbook choice.
Oh, yeah.
And the sign, what did the sign say, Monica?
It said 6 years without anxiety. Which is super dope for that fan. Yeah, shout out. I wish that was me.
Yeah. If only. We can all dream.
Yeah, but no, that's really cool, and yeah, that's just really cool, and a Don't Panic is just such a perfect song choice.
And at Songbook, we realized that Chris now has a lyrics binder to have with him just in case he can't remember the words to a Coldplay song, which very difficult. He needs an expert like Monica who just knows all the words to the Coldplay song.
I could just feed him the lyrics in an inner ear, in his thing. Listen, I am convinced that the reason why Coldplay put the lyrics back onto the website was that so that Chris can print it all out and then put it in that binder.
I feel like he could have done that without putting it on the website.
Nope. He did it, so okay, well no, this will be useful for everybody else as well as myself.
Yeah, he was like, man, this is so hard for me. Imagine how much the fans must be struggling, trying to figure out what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah, especially in the world turned upside down.
God, we still don't know. But yeah, for the rotational, we got God Put a Smile Upon Your Face again, which has been holding strong spot.
It's like a staple.
And then during Fix You, he brought Shawn Mendes up on stage to sing the song Fix You. We also got some really cool wristband effects. Love was spelled out with the wristband lights. Maybe during My Universe.
Yeah, the lights look like My Universe. The stage lights look like My Universe, though.
During Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, there are some really gorgeous flower visuals in the crowd. I was just taken aback.
Yeah, it's so dope.
Shout out Shaheem.
Yeah, man, if Shaheem has no fans, I'm dead.
Yeah, no, this is the Shaheem podcast now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I would love to interview him.
So, Shaheem, if you're listening to this right now, we want to interview you.
Please.
You're so rad and dope.
And the whole lighting crew, or anyone else from the crew, any of the roadies, you guys are all amazing. I want to say that some fans were going on to the Ferris wheel, because there was a Ferris wheel outside the stadium, and whenever you went up, you could see all the lights and everything. And so that's how some people got some really sick aerial views of the entirety of the show.
Up until 10 p.m. when the Ferris wheel closed.
Yeah, because Phil was trying to get people to do it, because Phil has vertigo, as we've seen before.
Poor guy.
Yeah, so real. So do I.
But yeah, that was Munich Night 1. Night 2, we got Green Eyes for the songbook. Also a great songbook choice.
Yes.
But the guy who came up on stage, same guy who went up on stage in Dusseldorf.
Yep. And
Chris played Everglow in Dusseldorf. He played Green Eyes this time. And Chris even said, "Do I know you?" to this guy.
Yeah. And it's funny because the sign was exactly the same. It was a choose a song. And this time they didn't make the mistake of putting Everglow on the sign.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Maybe you got the message. # Project Ever No. Mm-hmm. We got God Put a Smile Upon Your Face in the rotational slot once again. And then we got really cool new wristband visuals in clocks. I'm not sure. I don't know if they were doing those in Night 1 as well, but there weren't any good videos of it until Night 2. But they're using a piece of technology called PixMob, and it's so clean and it's so detailed and it's so cool to watch.
It's incredible. Again, shout out Shaheem.
Yeah. Shaheem, we love you.
Yeah.
Also, Night 2, on the way back to A stage from C stage, there was a little kid at Barricade holding out a friendship bracelet to the band, and Johnny stopped and took the friendship bracelet and gave her his guitar pick, and that was just a really sweet and cool moment. Yeah, and then Munich Night 3, that was today, the day we're recording this. Very little happened. First off, Major L, Everglow for songbook.
Yeah, well, we tried. Chris can't go that long without playing Everglow. We know that.
Yeah.
It's his enrichment.
Guys, stop bringing Everglow signs. I'm so serious. Yeah. He can get enough enrichment out of clocks. He just needs to hit the piano harder.
Yeah.
But second off, Major Dub, Charlie Brown for rotational.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to In My Place and Politic and Orphans, though. I do miss those a lot. In particular, Orphans and Politic. Rip.
Okay, but you've seen Politic live.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I don't miss it, Like, I'm glad that I was able to experience that. But, if they come back round to North America...
Yeah, Chris has his enrichment. Now Will needs his enrichment of hitting the drums hard.
Yeah. And I just want to hear Orphans live, okay? I want to hear another Everyday Life song that's not...
I want Champion of the World live.
Well, yeah, that too.
I'm not backing down.
Mm-hmm.
I want all of Everyday Life live.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we should definitely have like a Will Champion of the World type.
Yeah.
Type sign.
Will, you are the champion of my world.
Uh-huh.
We've been talking about this for like a year now.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So it's gotta happen. Me, I'm definitely gonna bring a sign that says "Here for Starfish." in the shape of a starfish.
Here for pectorals.
Yeah.
With a Z.
Not with a Z. We're American, Daniel.
But they're British.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the tour news.
We're regular.
Yeah. Alright, now this is the portion where we don't really have a sponsor or anything, and we don't really plan on getting a sponsor unless Coldplay wants to sponsor us. I don't know.
Coldplay sponsor us by flying us out to Australia for Monica's birthday challenge.
Yeah, which is, around the Australia shows.
Yeah.
My birthday's November 1st, by the way. Anyway.
Yeah.
You have shows on the 31st and the 2nd, so, Anyway, just putting that out there. But, anyway, on a more serious note, we don't have any sponsors, and to fill that slot, like many podcasts have, sponsor slots. I'm just keep going. I'm trying to fill out the time here.
Don't tell them.
No, I'm just gonna say it's fine. We're all friends here. We like to highlight a charity instead. And Daniel, can you tell us what that charity is so I can shut up?
Okay, so our charity of the month this month is called Save the Children. We've realized after some bumbling between the last two episodes, there are two different URLs. SaveTheChildren.net, which is what I was coming up across first. That's their international website. And then SaveTheChildren.org, which seems to be a US-specific website. And so today I wanted to highlight some of the things they're doing in Sudan, which, if you didn't know, there has been major conflict there for over a year. It has misplaced families and children. And so Save the Children has been doing several things to provide relief. Just a few of them are that they've provided mobile health clinics in camps for displaced people. They have provided nutritional supplements for malnourished children. They're responding to a major cholera outbreak. I think they've established 3 different treatment centers. They've flown in, across 6 different shipments, 200 metric tons of life-saving medical supplies. They've established 65 accelerated learning programs so that children whose lives have been torn apart can still have access to a quality education. And in safe spaces, they've established games and activities for children, like dancing and drawing and sports, because one of the things that it seems like they have a large focus on is the resilience of children who are going through traumatic events and conflicts, and having like safe social spaces and activities is crucial to building that resilience.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. And what's those websites so that,
Yeah, so the website is SaveTheChildren.net if you are anyone, and SaveTheChildren.org for the US specific website.
They will be linked below.
Yeah, we're going for a world record of number of links in the podcast description.
Yeah. Apparently so. Just a quick note here before we get into spoilers and speculation. We are about 2 months into making this podcast, and we really appreciate y'all for listening. Even if it's the first episode you're listening to, or you've listened to all the episodes, we can't thank y'all enough. That being said, if you like our podcast, please rate us on iTunes or Spotify. That would help us out greatly. It would also help us out if you tag Coldplay on Twitter or Instagram, as well as us. Our Twitter handle is @weeklycoldplay, and our Instagram is @weekly.coldplay. That is weekly period Coldplay. Yeah, let's try to actually get Phil on this show. Or Shaheem or really anyone. I have to look into how all that works. But I genuinely do want to get this out to as many Coldplay fans as possible because we are a podcast by co-players for co-players. So,
Yeah, and those social media accounts are cool to look at too. The Twitter one if you want really interesting, funny commentary about everything Coldplay.
Yeah,
and the
that's more
Instagram
me.
one if you want to see impressive collections of Coldplay stuff.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's an amalgamation of things, y'all. We're trying. But yeah, that it'll just really help us out a lot. So that's really it. Thank you for listening. Yeah. All right, and now is the portion of the show where we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of the spoiler speculation for MUSiC, landing on October 4th. I feel like I have to say that every time.
Landing on the moon?
Yeah, landing on the moon with its music on October 4th.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. It all makes sense now.
Exactly. So if you don't want to hear any of that, nothing about the song lengths, what other songs might be on the record, all that, that's totally fine. Definitely have MUSiC for yourself. Have that experience for yourself and, all that. But we like to yap.
Certified yappers.
Yeah, exactly. And we like to speculate about all the stuff and spoil all the stuff. So, yeah. Thank you for listening if you're going to turn off the podcast. But if you're going to listen to us talk about spoiler speculation, let's just get right into it because I feel like I can't stop talking.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is the drugs.
We're talking about, okay, so for context, all right, I may have sounded like a little bit under the weather for like 2 months now, as long as this podcast has been going on. I've had like a really bad cough. That's really it, and so I'm taking a lot of like cough medicine, okay? That's it, just for legal purposes here. It's legal drugs prescribed to me.
So first off, We Pray, coming out this week. Will there be a music video the day it releases?
Yeah, because I'm convinced that the video that Coldplay had posted of Chris walking, looking at me, giving me the most intense eye contact, I'm convinced that that's like similar to the Fliffle video that Coldplay had put out with the Ferris wheel, Chris in front of the Ferris wheel. So I don't think that's going to be like the official video or anything.
Yeah, it didn't seem to me like it would be the music video. I feel like they're going to do something different. I have no clue what they're going to do, though. Like, I have no concept in my head of what the We Pray music video will be like. I'm very excited to find out.
Yeah.
I will say, in answer to the question I posed, I think the answer is most likely no, because I don't trust Coldplay to get stuff out in a timely fashion.
Yeah. We're out here trying to be the actual promo team for Coldplay about We Pray.
About all of MUSiC.
Yeah, really. We're putting in the extra work, all right?
I mention it to every stranger I meet.
That is true.
Well,
I don't do that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, when the music video does release, similar to the Humankind video, might they hide more tour dates in the video? Which, that would be really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Also, because I want tour dates.
Yeah. I'm half and half on tour dates because I can't afford a show right now at all. But also it would be really cool if they did announce some tour dates.
I'll open a credit card.
Okay. All right then. I'm down. Let's go. I'm down. Come on, Coldplay. Let's. It's all on Daniel's card now. We're good. Charge it.
I've never had a credit card before. I'll open a credit card.
Yeah. So talking about MUSiC, we alluded to this earlier. About all the hidden tracks. There will be on MUSiC. So the opening track called MUSiC. I've said it so much now, it doesn't even sound real. It obviously is much longer than Music of the Spheres. the first track on Music of the Spheres. So we think that there's going to be a hidden track called Man in the Moon, which was on the whiteboard, many whiteboards that Coldplay have had, as well as on Rainbow Emoji. I wonder if there's going to be, like, an actual name for that.
Yeah, like how we have Alien Radio, Music of the Spheres, Human Heart.
Yeah, because...
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, because saying Rainbow Emoji is silly.
We can just say slay.
Oh my god. Alright, well, on Rainbow Emoji, it looks like it's going to be Neon Forest, MUSiC, MUSiC.
So, Monica, what does it stand for?
It stands for, Married Uncles Sexy. S always stands for sexy. Interrupting crabs.
I gave you so much time to think about this.
No,
it's
that
been
was
more
on
than
the...
4 hours.
No, that was on the spot. Well, earlier it was, Murdered Under Sexy. Instrumental crocuses? I don't know.
I don't remember what the C was.
Yeah.
Crabs.
Yeah. Also crabs. C is always for crabs. S is always for sexy.
Guys, the vibes this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're feeling that excitement for We Pray, alright?
Yeah. Alright, so that also has music, and then the third song would be Angel's Song.
Which I found out, it's Will. It's Will singing. Guys, it's Will singing a song. I love it when he does that. That's all.
Guess who Daniel's favorite is?
Shaheem.
Oh, yeah. And then Will Champion.
Yeah.
And then the last track, One World, will also have a wave, which, plays at the end of the shows. So that'll be super cool if that's true.
So yeah, we've talked some about the track lengths. We'll go through a list of them. The one thing that, really stood out to me with the track lengths is that it looks like there's no interlude songs on this album. So Music of the Spheres had a lot of, track listings, but a lot of them were interlude songs. But this one, even the emoji song, all seem to be long enough to be actual songs in their own right. So yeah, first off, we've got Moon Music, the opening song. It's coming in at 4 minutes, 36 seconds. Even considering the potential hidden track, that's still, a decent chunk of time for each song. We've got Feels Like I'm Falling in Love. Y'all know it. You've heard it, I'm sure. If not, go listen to it really quick.
Yeah.
It'll only take you 3 minutes and 57 seconds. We Pray. So excited. And that is 3 minutes and 53 seconds. And Jupiter, it's got Monica on it.
Hey, I'm on that track.
If you like her singing voice from the podcast, you should listen to Jupiter by
Love
Coldplay.
Who You Love.
That song is 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Good Feelings is 3 minutes 42 seconds. So they're all coming in around the same, give or take 4 minutes till we get to the Rainbow Emoji, which is 6 minutes and 9 seconds. But that makes sense if it really is 3 songs in one track.
But that might be 3 short songs then. And 2-minute songs?
Yeah, 3 2-minute songs, which is
that's decent. Okay. I can't do math.
I Am a Mountain is only 3 minutes and 3 seconds, which is a lot shorter than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I think it's just because everyone was comparing it to Coloratura.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a 20-minute song. They just keep adding 10 minutes per record.
Yeah, just an hour of Chris singing opera music.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Eterna, the full track is going to be 4 minutes 13 seconds, so that's still right around that give or take 4 minutes. Same with All My Love, 3 minutes 42 seconds. And then One World, final track, is the longest track on the album, 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Still not quite as long as Coloratura, which I find personally a tiny bit disappointing. But Monica's also on that track.
Yeah.
So again, Monica fans, listen to Jupiter by Coldplay and One World by Coldplay, streaming on any streaming service October 4th, landing on the moon.
See, what I'm curious about, though, is One World. So they played it at some shows last year, or in 2022. I can't remember. My years are all mixed up. They played it at some shows.
I think it was last year.
Okay. And it was not 6 minutes long, so maybe it truly is that a wave is on it, or it was only a snippet, just like Eterna.
Well, also, Colora Chura was originally a shorter song, and then Chris, like, had a fever dream and was like, I need to make this song 10 minutes. And everyone said, Chris, what are you doing? But it worked out.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought that Chris said, no, it doesn't need to be long, and then everyone else.
No, Chris, like, in, like, a fever dream, made the long version, showed it to everyone. They were like, what is this? How will this work? And then they heard it, and they were like, oh, all right.
Yeah. And it turned out to be, like, one of their best songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for this album. I cannot wait. I truly cannot wait for this album to come out.
Physically can't wait.
Yeah.
We are going to explode before October 4th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The issue is neither of us are allowed to perish because we're threatened by the other one requesting Everglow. The ultimate shame.
Yes. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening again. I know we keep saying that over and over again, but we really do appreciate
We're very grateful.
Yeah, we're
love one
Coldplay.
Big podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. We love Coldplay. We hope that you also love Coldplay. And hope that you like listening to us talk about Coldplay. Hopefully in the future, we can get some of y'all actually onto this podcast, and we could talk to more fans, because that's what I would really like. Reach out to us, weeklycoldplay@gmail.com.
Yeah, and if you know on the Coldplay Discord.
Yeah.
You
all right.
Cut that out.
Yeah. No, I won't. That'll be it. My name is Monica.
My name is still Daniel.
And we are Weekly Coldplay. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Weekly Coldplay. For more Coldplay content from us, check us out on Twitter @weeklycoldplay and Instagram @weekly.coldplay. That is weekly.coldplay. And if you like what you hear, give us a follow on wherever you're listening to this podcast on. Thank you again, and we'll be back next week with more Coldplay news.